Hi, I'm Dara. I've been working on a quilt for my daughter for quite some time now, and I've kind of reached a slump. Not kind of, I have reached a slump. I have put it aside a couple of times and gotten it back out, but I find that it's very slow going and I'm starting to lose my motivation. So I decided to look for a day on my calendar that was open, that I could stay home all day, that the rest of my family was going to be at work, and that I could just devote to quilting. Or I decided to try my first quilting marathon. And I made a video about it, and I will be sharing it with you next, including how far along I got. So if you'd like to see how that went for me, then keep watching and I'll show you what I did. Good morning. It's the start of my quilt marathon day. I've had my shower and my first cup of tea. I'm wearing super comfy clothes and no makeup because it's just me and the quilt today. So the first thing on my list to do just before I go down to get started is to do this little 5-minute stretch routine. I do it every day. I found it on YouTube. It's from a channel called Fabulous 50s. And if I can figure it out, I will link it below. Okay, here I am ready to start. The place that I'm starting is I have 2 more full rows of blocks to go, plus these 2 to go in terms of hand quilting. And then I have the outside borders to do. So I'm not going to actually set myself a target for the day. I'm just going to try and put my head down and work. So I have my glass of water here, and you've seen my schedule, so I will be having a break, several breaks for the day. And really, for me, the most important thing I have with me is sitting over there. That's my tablet. I have 2 audiobooks borrowed from the library in case one I don't like. I find that sometimes I find audiobooks relax me too much, so I can also put some YouTube and just see the screen, and probably like a podcast or one of the channels where the people just talk, because I don't want to be in that position where, you know, I'm looking up to see what they're showing me. I want to keep my head down and focused on my work. Before I start, I wanted to show the thimbles that I use. I am going to be wearing protective equipment on my fingers because even though I feel like it slows me down, I'm going all day, so I need to go. So these are, I ordered these from Amazon, and they're like office, under office supplies. They come in 3 sizes, and they're really grippy. They, I've gone through a few of them, but it's, and these ones are too small for me. But what they do is they help me grip the needle, and then I find that this thimble stays on my finger the best, and it also has some grip. Sometimes I switch to this one, but it falls off pretty easy. So, but it has the little dimples in it to be able to push the needle. But I find with this quilt, I'm not following the tutorials I've seen where people rock the needle back and forth with their thimble. It just doesn't work for me right now. So I'm just going to go the way I go and try and get some done. This is actually my favorite thimble. I got it at the fabric store, but and I've had a few of them. They puncture really easily. So they're way more grippy than these office supply. It's way more grippy than the office supply ones. So I do keep it around to grip, but for pushing, I need something harder. but I find it slows me down. So anyway, I am going to be using this stuff today, so I thought I would show it. And holy moly, I've talked about it for 2 minutes. Okay, too much talking. It's time for my first break, so I'm going to put the kettle on and make a cup of tea. So I'm out in the backyard. I'm going to stand here for a few minutes and look at my zinnias. So I thought I might as well show them to you. I'm going to go, I still have some shade this part of the morning. I'm going to go have a seat. I'm so glad it's not too hot out today. I don't enjoy sitting outside when it's hot, but you can see a little bit of my garden behind me. I'm afraid it's a bit neglected since I started this YouTube channel. And also, you know, we've had a very hot summer, so I tend to kind of let things go when it gets too hot outside for me. So this is my, 5-10 minutes that I'm just waiting for my tea to steep. And I think to keep to my 15 minutes, I'm going to drink my tea at the sewing table so that I don't, mess up my great marathon schedule. I'm back in my garden and it's lunchtime. Before I eat, I'm going to do some more stretches. So I found this set of stretches on the same channel, Fabulous 50s. If I can figure it out, I will link it below. But I just wanted to mention, that these stretches are what works for me, and they may not work for you, and that's the way things go sometimes. But I thought I would share them because I find they really do help me, especially this next set for the back. It's, sitting for a long time can take its toll, can it? time for my afternoon walk. So I'm going to get ready to go, and somebody here is hearing me say this. He thinks he's coming, but it's too warm at this time of day for him, and also he's a bit pokey, and I'm on a schedule today, so he's going to stay here and he'll have his walk later tonight with my husband. Okay, so normally I would be wearing a hat outside. I find my eyes are pretty light sensitive, but I'm a bit too vain because it makes my hair go flat. And I still want to film some more this afternoon after this break. And hopefully, I've got on my schedule an evening session as well. So I don't want flat hair for those filmings. So I'm so thankful it's not too hot out here today. And I'm on my way on a little 15-minute route that I've mapped out before. So I'll show you some of the route as we go along. Here I am in my lovely park that is near my house, and I find that after a day of close work, it is good to get out and look at the horizon. It gives my eyes a break, and I feel much more refreshed when I get back. But that was good to stretch my legs, and I'm gonna go have some water and then get back to work. So my afternoon quilting session after I got back from my walk got sidetracked. Some obligations came up, and I wasn't able to get that 3:30 to 5:30 part of my schedule in. Luckily, I had made supper last night for tonight. I just made a ground beef and veggie pasta so that it could just be reheated. So that didn't take any of my time away to have supper, but I had forgotten tonight that it's my night to walk the dog. So I'm sitting back down for my evening session, which was originally scheduled 6:30 to 8. I'm sitting down at 7:45 but I've got 5.5 hours done of the day of quilting, and I had planned to do 9.5. So I don't think I'm going to be able to make up the full 4 hours, but I'm going to try for a couple and then do a check-in on what I got done at the end. So I'm starting to fade. I'm tired. My fingers are hurting, and I'm disappointed about real life getting in the way of my marathon day and my carefully planned schedule. But that's what happens, so I wanted to, just actually portray it as what really happens, despite our best laid plans. So wish me luck for my last session of quilting. Okay, it's 9:45. I'm calling it a night. I don't know if you can hear my cat thundering up and down the hall. She's got the zoomies. So time to disclose how much I got done. So when I got my last 2 blocks in that row up there done, and I got these 3 full blocks done, which means I have 2 more blocks in this row to go, and my final row of 5 blocks to quilt, and I have small borders on either side of the quilt to go. So I'm estimating, based on the amount of time I worked today, that each block is around 75 to 90 minutes if it goes smoothly with no interruptions. So that's the end of my quilting marathon. Time for a snack and bed. So that was my quilting marathon day. Did I get done as much as you thought I was going to? I didn't have a target. I just kept going, and I found that it really helped me feel, you know, like I got a lot accomplished. My fingers were sore at the end of the day, but it gave me the push. It gave me the push to kind of keep going and get this quilt done. Do you have a project that seems to be just dragging on? I hope my video about my marathon quilting day and my own personal experiment with how that went helps to inspire you to try one yourself, or maybe spares you from trying one yourself. I am in the process of making a video as I go along on the quilt that I was working on for my quilting marathon. It is for my daughter. And I will be releasing it as soon as the quilt's done, and I hope you watch it. It's been quite a learning experience for me, but I'll tell you more about it during that video. Hi, this is Editing Dara, just popping in here about my marathon quilting day. So I have my tenses wrong in my intro. It's all about learning how to do this video stuff. So I was in a slump with my daughter's quilt, and I decided to try a marathon quilting day, and I made a video about it, and I'm not in a slump anymore. And it's about 2 weeks later since I did that day. I finished quilting all the blocks 2 or 3 nights ago, and I'm starting to work on the borders. So it's very exciting, and I want to say the quilting marathon day worked. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.